What's up, NFL fans, and welcome back to another episode of For Your Viewing Pleasure. I'm Jeff Hartman, joined by Wesley Coleman as we break down Week 6 in the National Football League. Wesley, what's going on?
Hey man, so I guess we're like what 30% of the way through most teams' schedules, so we should start figuring some things out. And I guess besides the AFC North, everybody's gonna finish where they are because we know the Ravens are gonna still win the North, but outside of that, I mean, this is pretty much we're basically starting the playoffs soon, right?
Yeah, no, but basically, like, do we know anything about these teams? Like, when you think about this season in particular, I mean, it feels like it's upside down. Like, it feels like what we thought was going to happen and what we think might happen, the opposite is happening. Like the Chiefs losing on Monday Night Football in Jacksonville, which we talked about that game being way more competitive than a lot of people were saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know who to think is good. I think it's going to take another 4 weeks or so until we get that. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the season's been kind of weird with, I mean, one, yes, the Chiefs being in this upside down world, but like, I'm not sure. The Commanders, Jaden Daniels missed a few weeks, so I don't think that they're firing all cylinders. They're going to get better. The Chargers looked like they were good. Now the Chargers probably maybe aren't that good. The 49ers
They're banged up too.
The 49ers shouldn't be 4-1. I mean, it's just, you've got the Eagles are now losing. You got a bunch of everything. And of course, the Ravens being 1-4 like is a big deal. And then the Joe Burrow injury kind of, I mean, I think that flips, maybe the entire AFC on its head. At least the competitiveness of it, because their defense may suck, but you don't want to face him in the playoffs.
No.
So it's a weird season.
It is
I mean,
weird.
I think what we're all thinking though is when is Shedeur Sanders going to get his first start of his career? I mean, that's really what we're thinking.
But we're not going to talk about Cleveland really in this game. So do you think, hold on, do you think Shedeur Sanders gets a start in 2025?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think
sure.
Gabriel gets hurt, or do you think he's ineffective?
I don't know if it necessarily matters. I think Gabriel can be effective and healthy, and they can still lose games. I'll put it with the Saints. I think Rattler's going to continue to play the way he's played. I think the Saints will continue to lose the majority of their games, and they'll have an excuse of we've just got to see what we've got. And I think they're going to pick and choose the right situation for Shedeur Sanders to look okay.
Yeah. Hey, kudos to the Saints. Getting that W up in New York over Jackson Dart. Which, by the way, I mean, I know we should be getting into the show. That roughing the passer call on what is going on? The Saints, I don't even know who the Saints player was that hit him. Literally hit him from the blind side and is going down like this with his arms up. For those that are listening, his arms are up. He
deflected his chest off the guy's back without wrapping him up, it's the
what
least amount of.
What are you supposed to do?
It was ridiculous.
But the Saints still come away with the win. Let's talk about Week 6. That's what people are listening for. Week 6, primetime games. Eagles at Giants. So we're going to have Jackson Dart thrust down our throat this week. And then we go to the international game in London, Broncos at Jets. Sunday Night Football, we have a good one. Lions at Chiefs. And then Monday night, a doubleheader, Bills at Falcons, and then Bears at Commanders. Just at first glance, Wesley, what do you think about that slate of primetime games?
Man, I'm loving Monday night. I know. Again, you got to have two TVs because you got to be able to. I like both of these games on Monday night. I guess I wish that they were doing the one starting as the other was finishing thing. But tell you what, the Sunday night game, the Chiefs got to figure something out, right?
I love that Sunday night game.
But the Sunday night game and then those two Monday night games, I like them all.
Thursday night sucks, and so does the international game. I mean, I think Philadelphia is going to blow the doors off of the Giants in New York. Philly's giving 6.5 points with a total of 41.5. The Eagles didn't play poorly. They blew a lead against the Denver Broncos at home. But there is something off about the Eagles. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, they don't have anybody that can throw the ball.
Oh, they can't run the ball either. I mean, I get it. Jalen Hurts isn't like blowing up stat lines, but he's moving the ball through the air because they're not moving it on the ground. Look at Saquon Barkley's numbers, man. I think he rushed for 30 yards last week. And I know Denver's defense is good.
Him and Derrick Henry went away for the season.
What is going on? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Do you give the Giants a prayer in this one?
Oh, no. Listen, the Giants' defensive line, I think, is the best in football. I think the Jalen Hurts might be the wrong guy to kind of have that. And then the Giants are going to start fracturing now, I think, where people are really kind of going to do their own independent thing of trying to get stats, and that's not going to be good for the team concept of keeping Jalen Hurts in the pocket contained.
Not many quarterbacks. Did you see the video of Jalen Hurts trying to run down and catch his own pass?
Yes.
Not many quarterbacks are going to do that, just so you know. Let's go on to the London game. I'll start off with this. How long is it going to take for the Jets to win a game? They're 0-5. I don't think they win this one. The Denver Broncos are giving 7.5 over in London. That's crazy. That's a big line for me.
That is a big line, especially for games that are typically low scoring. But I've got hope for you Jets fans. You are at home versus Carolina next week. Now, that may not be good because you're traveling. You got all the London things. So even with a place, but the next, just so you know, the next 4 weeks, after playing Denver, the Jets have Carolina, Cincinnati, bye week, and then Cleveland. They're gonna win a game out of those 3.
You have to. If you don't win a game out of those 3, Aaron Glenn is he just best? One and done, brother. One and done. I don't know.
I don't think they'll do that to him, but yeah, he's got to. Yeah, I mean, Carolina, Cincinnati, and Cleveland, you got to win one of those.
The stat that Justin Fields has never beaten a team that scores more than 21 points is remarkable. I mean, it's astounding. And I don't know what the number is. He's 0-26 now, or 27 maybe. Just incredible. I think the Broncos win, but that 7.5 has me thinking take the Jets getting the points. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a big line for game like that, and I don't think the Jets defense is just going to roll over and just give up a ton of points. And Denver's kind of been doing the make a game sloppy and close and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of their thing with their defense and young quarterback.
Okay, I have a feeling we're going to talk about some must-watch games here in the Monday night slate and the Sunday night game. Let's start with the Sunday night. I think that's a must-watch game. Detroit is 4-1. They look like they've completely turned things around. There are people saying Ben Johnson who, because they're putting up a ton of points. And yeah, you can talk about their opponents, and you can talk about like last week going in, Cincinnati's defense is not a good defense, but you still got to put up the points. And then you have the Chiefs at 2-3. They're hosting this game. What's your takeaway on this one?
I mean, you start looking at now. The good thing for the Chiefs is that the Chargers and Broncos are not running away with the division, and they've got to play each of them twice. A loss starts looking pretty bad for the Chiefs. I don't know. Like I'm not saying it's the end of an era, and their offense is looking better and better, and they still haven't had their best offensive player, skill player play. Not besides Patrick Mahomes. So I think that I don't know. The Chiefs will get better. I don't know based on what Detroit's doing, how they can be competitive in this game though. And honestly, the Chiefs being favored by 2.5 is just completely disrespectful to what the Lions have accomplished. Lions
secondary is banged up. They're out, I think 2 starting corners for the long haul. So we'll see how that plays out. But when you think about the Chiefs, go back just 2 weeks ago, we were all saying how the Chargers at 3-0. This is different now. They've lost 2 games in a row. They're 3-2. You talk about the Broncos. So they've started to kind of resurrect their season. They're 3-2. It's going to take one of those 2 teams, meaning the Denver Broncos or the LA Chargers, to kind of get on a hot streak to really put some pressure on the Chiefs. Otherwise, the Chiefs are like that zombie, man. Until you put that stake all the way through their heart, they're going to keep coming back. I like the Lions getting 2.5 points on the road here. I feel like that's not a sucker bet, don't you?
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it a lot. The other thing going for the Chiefs is that there's not a lot of quote unquote wild card teams emerging with great records either. Outside of the AFC South, where you have the Colts and Jaguars at 4-1, and I'm not sure how anybody's super confident that both of those teams continue to keep that kind of clip up. I mean, everybody else in the second place in their division has 2 or 3 losses. So the Chiefs can keep losing and still, make the wild card. And again, team you don't want to play in the playoffs.
Nope. But Patrick Mahomes hasn't gone on the road many times in the playoffs. Keep that in mind too. All right. Any other games that you're looking at must watch? You talked about the Monday night slate. Do you like both of those games as must watch games?
I do like both of them. I don't know if we want to get into those right now or kind of talk about what else is on the schedule.
What else do you see as a must-watch game on this week?
Man,
I've got one.
I don't think we can disrespect the Seattle-Jacksonville game. Seattle just played a hell of a game against the Bucks. That was, I don't know if you watched that, but that was, an exciting,
really entertaining,
fun.
Yeah.
And I think it sucked that whoever lost that's going to get disrespected by having a barely over 500 record and all. But both of those teams are teams you don't want to play. This Seattle and Tampa. And watching Seattle play Jacksonville's looking good too, man. They're 4-1. I think this is going to be another fun game. Probably score some points and be really competitive.
Man, but the Jaguars, I do have to wonder. They're a young team. Are they going to be drinking too much of their own Kool-Aid after that Monday night game in Seattle, who's okay playing at the 1 p.m. time slot on the East Coast? They already came into Pittsburgh and won in week 2 doing that. Are they going to go in there and blow their doors off? I don't know. I feel like the Jaguars we're waiting for the next shoe to drop and for them to kind of go turn into a pumpkin. But at the same time, they're 4-1, and that's 4-1. You can't take that away from them. I think this is going to be a good game for sure. I was going to bring up 49ers Buccaneers.
It's the other one. Listen, the 49ers injuries and all that stuff, and is Brock Purdy and Mac Jones up? They're still 4-1.
Yeah,
and they're winning games. And Bosa being out kind of is a tough thing. And I don't know. That's still they're still 4-1, and this is a real game here.
And it's going to be an interesting one. It's in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's only giving 2.5, so that's some respect to the 49ers. I don't know if it's Mac Jones again or if Brock Purdy is going to be back. This is after their mini-bye. They beat the Rams on Thursday Night Football in Week 5. And like you said, the Buccaneers are really fun to watch, and they have a really great rookie wide receiver. And I don't know if Mike Evans is going to be back yet with his hamstring injury. I think they're going to be out Bucky Irving. I think he might be missing this contest. So this is going to be a fun game.
Hold on. Emeka Egbuka is playing way too good for him just to be called the rookie wide receiver.
I can't say his last name. I feel like an idiot.
Oh. If you can stay on for a few minutes after we're done recording, we can work on it.
Yeah, let me just. I always butcher his last name.
Egbuka.
Egbuka.
He has right now. He's a top 5 wide receiver in football, and that's stupid to say because and it sucks for people in that division because Mike Evans, who gets so much disrespect, but Mike Evans has been one of the best wide receivers in the history of football over his 9 or 10 year career. Right as Mike Evans is he's still very good, they're going to replace him with Emeka Egbuka, and they had Godwin in there kind of bridging the gap too. It's really stupid, of embarrassment of riches. I don't think Mike Evans is back for this one, but Egbuka is ridiculous.
And Godwin, I believe, is going to come back at some point this season.
He came back last week.
Okay, so there you go. I mean, if he's even a portion of what he once was,
he started running a lot more routes. He's looking good from the slot. Like they're a silly offense. The thing going from Bucky Irving got hurt, but Rachaad White just looked amazing. I mean, they're pretty dangerous.
I'll take the Buccaneers, giving 2.5 at home in this one. I think the 49ers defense is good, but I think that there's a leveling out here. I think the Buccaneers are a really good football team. Other than that, I got to be honest, when I was thinking must watch, I did want to put Bears Commanders in there. It is a repeat of the scene. We're going back to the scene of the crime, the Hail Mary that broke the Bears last season, and everything fell apart for them and Caleb Williams. And you have Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams. They're always going to be attached together for a lot of reasons. Yep. This is going to be a fun one in Washington. Washington's giving 4.5 points with a total of 50.5. Man, what do you think?
I think it's a big spread, but I'm excited about this game. One, Caleb Williams has looked good his last couple of games. He's doing better and better about hitting kind of his stride of staying in the pocket, staying calm, looking for opportunities to throw the ball and not trying to get too wild. You got Jaden Daniels is back. He looked really good this last week. Looks healthy and was like out trying to block for wide receivers. And then Terry McLaurin is supposed to be back this week as well. So I like this. I like where the Bears are headed. Before the season started, I thought that they were going to struggle for the first quarter of the season, then they were going to get better definitely by the end of the year. This is a big matchup, and it is cool that you're talking about these two guys are going to be tied to each other for their careers. Who is number one? Who is number two? Caleb Williams was a little bit disappointed as the rookie, and he had been projected to be the number one pick for 4 or 5 years. Jaden Daniels wins Rookie of the Year, having, according to most people, not Steelers fans, the greatest rookie quarterback season ever. This is great in year 2 to watch them face off.
It's going to be a good one for sure. Let's talk about upsets. Is there a matchup that you see on the docket that you're like, you know what? This is a game that I could see being an upset. Is there anything that kind of sparks your interest?
I mean, not anything that's probably glaring to where I would be too excited about it. I think that if Carolina is going to play tough against Dallas, and again, where Dallas is looking, I'll say Dallas is looking good. Dak Prescott is looking amazing.
Yeah.
He is just, I mean, right now, as far as what he's surrounded by, with not any real running backs and missing CeeDee Lamb, and when CeeDee Lamb was playing, he was dropping passes. Dak Prescott is playing as good as any quarterback in the NFL right now. But Carolina will fight, and if Carolina gets a costly turnover, or Bryce Young doesn't turn the ball over, this could be a scrappy, ugly game. And it's Dallas on the road, favored by 3.5.
Yeah, that's one. There's 2 games that kind of jumped out to me as potentially could be an upset pick. One of them is the Chargers going across country to play the Miami Dolphins. So the Miami Dolphins are not a great team. But let's keep in mind a couple things. They've been losing a lot of really close games. They've been winning a lot of close games too. And I'm not saying that they're going to win this game outright, but the Chargers are giving 4.5 points on the road in Miami for a 1:00 kickoff. And let's not forget that LA is beat up right now. They continue to have more injuries. Marion Hampton just got placed on injured reserve. Justin Herbert's getting beat to death. I think the Dolphins minus 4.5 is a really smart play. And the other one, don't ask me why, this doesn't make sense, but when I look at it, I'm like, I could see this one falling into the upset pick too, and that's Atlanta hosting the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo's giving 3.5 on the road. The Falcons are a really tough team to predict. They're a really tough team to kind of wrap your brain around. Again, not saying I would take them on the money line, but getting 3.5 points at home on Monday night might be a flyer for you.
Yeah, I like for gambling purposes, I do like both of those for upsets. One, Miami missing Tyreek Hill. They're going to be forced to run the ball more. I think that's going to be good for them. Darren Waller, failed rap artist, is the best tight end in football right now, which is just crazy. It's weird, really hard to watch that guy celebrate and be like, really? You quit just a minute ago. But the Chargers, the last 2 weeks, lost 27-10 to the Commanders and 21-18 to the Giants. This is not a team headed in the right direction, and I don't think Miami's just going to roll over. I think that they're going to have some fight to them. And listen, I hate Atlanta. I think Michael Penix was overdrafted and is not that good, but there's a lot of talent on that roster, and whatever the Bills are doing, they're doing their normal first half of the season thing where they screw around, and we've said this for years. They can beat anybody and they can lose to anybody. I mean, they made the Saints look good, and so I don't know. It's rough with the Bills, but I agree with both of those as far as taking the points.
In terms of actual straight up upsets, you're gonna love this. I actually could see the Saints beating the Patriots at home.
Crazy.
No, because the Patriots are coming off that huge win. I'm telling you, man, young teams that are not experienced with those big time wins, there is often a letdown. And the Saints have been playing really, really hard for Kellen Moore. You cannot take anything away from that. He has turned a Spencer Rattler into at least something. It's not a joke. Yeah. You know, there's people that say like, oh my gosh, the Bengals lost their quarterback, like, and the Ravens are without Lamar Jackson. Okay, well, look at what Kellen Moore's doing with Spencer Rattler. Look what Mike Tomlin did in 2019 with Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph. They still were close to making the postseason. Good coaches know how to coach up their players. I think Kellen Moore's one of those guys. A straight up play, you want to take a wild card, take the Saints plus 155 on the money line. That's what I'll say.
Thanks welcome for the support.
You're welcome. All right, sneaky good matchups, man. What do you got for me?
I mean, we've kind of talked about all the games and so, but I'm going to, I mean, I was going to say my sneaky good matchup was going to be the Buffalo Atlanta game, just because I think that most people would kind of blow off Atlanta and what they've done. But I think that for the reasons I just said in the last segment, I think that game ends up being closer than you think. Atlanta's got a lot of talent. on their roster. In Buffalo just doesn't play at 100%.
If you're at 1:00 on Sunday and your team's not playing, I think a sneaky good matchup is going to be Rams at Ravens. And I am going to make a prediction that I think Lamar Jackson is going to push his way back into the lineup maybe earlier than he should. I think the Ravens see that they are 1-4, and if they drop this game going into a bye week at 1-5, sure, they could dig themselves out of the hole. You look at their schedule, it's not super difficult until you get to the very end, but man, you can't lose this game. And you have the Rams coming off a little mini bye after they lost to the 49ers. They've got something to prove. I think this is a sneaky good game, man. What do you think?
I think the Rams annihilate the Ravens in this game.
I hope you're right.
I know you do. I think this one gets really bad pretty quick, and I think it's kind of stays that way. Stafford's playing incredible right now.
Yeah.
But I think this Ravens team, I think this is one where they, in the second half, aren't even giving a lot of effort. I think they get beat up bad in the first half and are having fights in the locker room and mad at each other. And I don't think it's a good one. And I think that Harbaugh's message is getting pretty old.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And Zach Orr as the defensive coordinator, because everyone's talking about Lamar and the offense, and Derrick Henry can't run the ball as well as he has been.
The worst in football.
Defense sucks. And it was the same thing last year. And they brought back Dean Pease as like an advisor for Zach Orr. And guess what? That's when it got better. From what I've gathered, they don't have Dean Pease there anymore unless they're bringing him back again. What does that say about your coordinator? If you need help, and that's typically a sign that you might want to move on. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of like leadership there that's just kind of been doing okay for how long they've been together, and I think that they're going to need a new voice in the room for sure. Can I sell you interest in any Arizona versus the Colts? I mean, Colts favored by 6.5, but I think that Arizona's shouldn't have lost this last week, and if Arizona just doesn't give away this last game, in two different ways they gave away the game.
Yeah, seriously.
If Arizona doesn't give away this game, this isn't a 6.5 point game, and we're actually talking about it being, Arizona being 3-2, right behind the 49ers, fighting to get back in the lead of the division. Instead, I think we're just blowing this one off when Arizona's been competitive in their games this year.
That might be an upset pick.
Yeah,
if you actually look at it. Yeah.
And the Colts, they've been good, but I mean, are they a real 4-1 team? And is Arizona a real 2-3 team? I think that they're both somewhere in the middle. I think this is a better matchup than the 6.5 point line is getting.
I agree. All right, you can only watch one. Which game are you saying like that's the one I'm not missing no matter what?
This is one where I can go all over the place. Like there's some nostalgia reasons to stick with the Sunday night game and the Lions and Chiefs and all, and like really what's going on there. But I'm going to go with the one I talked about earlier. I just think the Bears and Commanders, there's a couple of years of story there. I like the young quarterbacks. I like the teams that look like they're improving. I think this ends up mattering later in the year because I'm not sure if either one of these teams, neither one of them can win their division, but I think they both can be wild card teams. I think this is a big game for in the future standings. What about you? Where's your?
I'm going Sunday night. I'm going Sunday night. There's so much intrigue about that game. I love watching the Chiefs lose. I hope they lose again. You just have fatigue. It's the same way I felt about the Patriots when Tom Brady was still in New England and they just won so much and they were always there. It just is a frustrating. So that's where I'm going to go. All right, let's do it this way. You have the ticket sales there?
I do.
All right. So the three lowest tickets, I'm going to try to guess them. Okay. I'm going to say that Dolphins, Chargers, and Miami's one of them.
It is tied for lowest.
Tied for the lowest. Okay. I'm going to say another game. Seahawks, Jaguars can't be low, can it? I guess.
I mean, it's not high, but it's not one of the four lowest.
All right. Titans, Raiders in Vegas.
No, man. Everybody wants to go to a game in Vegas. It's a cool stadium. People are just in Vegas. Like, people be wearing other teams' jerseys, but
I'm not sure where to go then. What do we got?
Yeah, it's
Cowboys,
tied for lowest is Patriots Saints.
Okay.
The Superdome was 75% filled last week. There was a lot of empty seats that never got sat in.
Okay.
And then your third is actually it's close. Arizona versus the Colts, a $44 ticket. Indianapolis is not buying what Danny Dimes is selling.
Wow, I never would have guessed that. If it was in Arizona, I would have definitely picked that one, but it's in Indy.
And
That's
then
crazy.
So the Miami and the Saints game are both at $32. The Colts game is at $44, and then proving you wrong that Lamar Jackson is not playing this week, $48 tickets for Ravens games. When's the last time the Ravens had $48 tickets?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you. That's nuts. That is.
So,
I love.
Lamar
I love
Jackson
to see
is
it.
not playing, and Derrick Henry isn't going to run for 100 yards. It's their fans know it and aren't showing up.
Wow. Well, that doesn't mesh with my dud of the week. What is your dud of the week this week?
Man, I'm going to call it the. This is a weird one. It doesn't match with your dud of the week. Is that what you said?
No, I'm saying the ticket sales don't mesh with what I had as the dud of the week. My dud of the week was not one of those games you mentioned.
Oh wow. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with the. I think it's the Patriots and Saints.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm going Titans Raiders. Like, tell me why I should watch.
Oh
that
yeah, you nailed it. Yeah, Titans Raiders. I'm looking past that. That's crazy. Yeah.
But Patriots Saints is not like a super
Ward coming
attractive
off the
game.
first win of his career. Cam Ward not getting penalty flags thrown for him after this big uproar this week. Will he now get the justice he deserves?
Give me a break. They won a freaking game because the Cardinals could not physically hold onto the ball across a line. Like, it was unbelievable. But I will say Patriots Saints is not an attractive game. Cowboys Panthers is not an attractive game. But I think the toilet bowl is the 1-4 teams, the Titans at the Raiders in Vegas. Bad. But all right, man, this has been a good show. Why don't you tell us where we can see or hear your Saints coverage, and also on social media?
You can find me on X at WhoDatWesley13. You can find me on also dealing sometimes on the Dome Patrol podcast on X is at Dome Patrol PCast. You can find us on all your streaming platforms. Jeff, where we can find you and your Steelers anti-Ravens coverage?
That's right. Steel Curtain Network, wherever you get your podcasts, any social media platform, Steel Curtain Network, also on YouTube. Make sure you check out steelcurtainnetwork.com. You can find me on social media at jhartman, HARTMAN _PIT. That's a wrap. Wesley, man, take it easy. We'll talk next week.
See you, bud.